Bing bong, fuck your life, stupid dummy,
Stupid. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me, Eric? Are
stupid
you
dummy.
talking to yourself?
No, I'm just thinking out loud here, because somebody near and dear to my heart sent me a video clip that they took at work. Ty, are you listening closely?
I'm following. I'm following.
There was somebody brought their pet turtle into their office, and
No.
this person, my close friend here, had a tote bag from a grocery store, like on the ground, and there was like, much like the walls at Subway, it was lined with PNG images of vegetables.
hmm
I don't know if you can picture it, Ty, but there's basically, think of like a tomato G kind of just on the tote bag, right? And this turtle went over and thought it was a real tomato and was just like eating the air beside it. It was like taking like really slow bites of the bag, but like missing the bag because obviously it's like a flat surface.
hmm
And so they were just like up against it, like going like this,
Wow.
just taking really slow, retarded bites, like beside the bag. And yeah, I just, when I logged into, Anchor to record this podcast with you, I just immediately thought of that and how much of a stupid dummy they were.
Stupid turtle. You can actually that taught. I learned a lot about turtles from this small story. I learned that they're not colorblind, but they do lack depth perception. Because that's the only
They lack
way I could.
yeah,
The only thing that
they
makes
lack
sense.
depth perception. You would think they'd be better feelers because, like, much like us humans, they do take part in sex. Have you ever seen
hmm
turtles get it on, Ty?
I've never watched turtle sex, but I'm sure that it's like always on your YouTube homepage.
You already know it's on my YouTube homepage, Ty, and let me tell you, it's exactly as slow as you think.
So what you're saying is turtles can last longer than you?
There's a good chance that the female turtle in this scenario would last longer than me, uh, but not the male.
Damn. Man, turtles live a pretty weird life. I don't get turtle owners. Like the act of owning a turtle is it's a pretty fringe pet.
It is a fringe.
All I don't understand any fringe pets to be honest. If you're like a keeper of birds or a ferret, perhaps it doesn't
Yeah,
add up to me. Like the ergonomics don't make sense, and you're not giving the animal any better life. Really, you're just kind of like it feels like you really just like captured an animal, you know?
yeah. You're basically a zookeeper at that point. Like,
hmm
what what is the point of owning any animal that doesn't get you pussy?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure. Like a
are
turtle
you
is a
really?
natural detractor.
Exactly. It's like, I'm not gonna like suck some dick with this turtle looking at me.
Yeah, hey babe, want to come over and meet my turtle? Like,
Dude, like that's a red flag right there. Like one, it tells me you can't take care of a real animal.
hmm
Like if you have an animal in a cage, that means you can't take care of a real animal.
I think so too. And I would also think that like the only reason for getting a fringe pet is because you're probably making up for a aspect of your personality that's missing.
Right.
Like maybe you
So
don't think you're very funny or you have a small dick or something. So you like get a turtle to like make up for it.
okay. So imagine, you meet somebody with a pet monkey. What does that say, Ty?
If someone has a pet monkey, they might be maybe a child molester. Maybe
I,
maybe they're like a neurotic professor. I don't know.
hmm I think they have some kind of like Dr. Frankenstein complex, like
hmm
evil scientist kind of like aura. Um, and evil scientists love experimenting on children, which is something I've learned. So
Mm.
I think you're right on both accounts.
Like we have a lot of laws in place to prevent experimentation on children, but I feel like the monkey laws are a little bit more forgiving or at least gray.
Hmm absolutely. Um, I'm reading a book titled "Think Like a Monk," Ty, and in the book they talk about how there are people who are monkey-minded.
Are you and I monkey-minded, Eric?
I think we probably possess monkey mind traits. Um, one of them is blaming others, and I think that is a symptom of anybody who goes to Subway.
Mhm,
We blame the sandwich artist for our shitty meal, but one, you chose to go there, and two,
mhm.
you made the sandwich, so it is in fact your fault. Like if you jump into a volcano and you are incinerated, are you blaming the volcano or are you blaming your dumb self?
You're a big dummy. I would say
Stupid
though
dummy.
that it's
You're
really
the turtle.
hard to
You're the
have that.
turtle in this situation.
Yeah, you're going to the Subway and you're trying to bite the vegetables on the wall.
You're trying to the glass is clear, but you are stuffing your dumb head against it, trying to bite it. You're going, oh,
Mhm, mhm. Can I get a bite?
mm-hmm.
I don't it's really difficult for people to, like, have that with themselves about their mistakes, their
Oh yeah.
their issues. So, of course, you're gonna blame your artist. Of course, you're gonna blame the volcano.
Mm-hmm. Those who frequent places like Subway maybe are not in a position to be mindful. Maybe their job is too busy. They don't have time to reflect. When they get home, they just go to bed kind of vibe. So, there's a good chance that those people are just not thinking critically about the decisions they've made in their lives. And I think
Mhm.
this is just another way for the rich to get richer, Ty, and for the poor to get poorer.
I think so too, but to think critically at Subway, that requires not only, like, a lot of, like, cognitive effort, but a certain degree of time, and Subway is not a place that has ample time for decision making. You kinda have to you have to work quickly there, right? It's like cheese and bread, toasted, vegetables, meat, sauces. It's rapid fire, and that isn't an environment that sets itself up for critical thinking. So my question to you, Eric, is what's an appropriate amount of time to make a decision at Subway? Too much time, analysis paralysis. Too little time, and you're not thinking critically. What does one do here? Sweet spot, the sweet onion spot.
Wow. Um, I think it really all comes down to like your allotted lunch time.
Mm,
If you are somebody who is on the clock, say you're working in customer service and you have exactly 29 minutes to go to Subway, eat the Subway, and then leave the Subway,
mhm.
that I think drastically affects your, decision-making ability as well. Once again, Ty, it all goes back to, you know, the clientele not having the means to think critically about their life or sandwich. The
Right,
sandwich
because 'cause
is
they're not
life.
in charge of their own schedule. So,
Exactly.
the man that works at the friendly, like, auto glass repair center next door on his
Mhm.
45-minute lunch break has to have a mental work back calendar before he even sets
Exactly.
foot in the Subway franchise.
Yeah. Somebody like that might employ a strategy where they pre-order. And I don't mean pre-ordering through an app because no phones are allowed in the shop.
Mm,
But pre-order in your head.
not on company time, baby.
Dude, you're goddamn right about that. Any managers listening to this, you know, exit the podcast now.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert, it's not good for you. But if you can think about what cheese you want, what bread you want,
Mhm.
all that shit before you step into the subway, maybe even have a backup option.
Mhm.
I think that'll, work wonders for your schedule.
Right, so you're mentally pre-ordering, not
Exactly.
physically. I
Exactly,
get
Ty.
that. I think, like, it always is good to be prepared, but the nature of mentally pre-ordering prepares one against the surprises of Subway. If you have that predetermined order in your head, yeah, you'll save precious seconds on the line, but you're not open then to, the serendipity of the vegetable selection that day or maybe just like the nuances of the artist's like plating style.
Dude, that's absolutely amazing point. Um, yeah, it turns out you can, you have to like think about what you want in case there is a crunch time. Now, I'm
Hmm.
not talking about the lettuce tie, but also you have to leave yourself open to adapting. Much
Hmm.
like Mr. Kanye West was adapting to the audio not working in his Dawn to Two event. Um,
Oh yeah.
did you catch the listening party that went down on Tuesday in
Hmm.
Miami? That's actually why we didn't record on Tuesday. We were both in Miami. We were on air, but you know not in the podcast sense. We were in flight actually.
Flight, yeah, catching flights, not podcasts. I
Yeah.
did, of course, I was aware of the audio issues at the show. I don't think any of our breadheads would have noticed. After many episodes of listening to Fake Fresh podcast, I'm sure they're very much desensitized to audio issues. But I definitely noticed, and it kind of bummed me out because like the visuals were stunning, and I was really hyped. Like when Migos came on stage, I was like losing my shit. And then as soon as the audio kind of like broke down,
Hmm.
I put a bad taste in my mouth. It tasted like some tuna. It was a bad taste.
That is true. Yeah, dude. I mean, the whole stage was one big house sandwich, really.
Yeah, damn, that stage.
You're right. It was stunning. Yeah, I don't know. I think when Playboy Cardi came out at the end, it really saved the entire performance because like
Mm-hmm.
3/4 of the way in, you were like, "Damn, this album actually is kind of good."
Mm-hmm.
And then things kind of went to shit as soon as they started playing the oldies.
I know. I even said out loud, I'm like, how many times is this guy gonna try to get me to listen to Jail? Like,
I know.
like, why do you keep trying to make me listen to Jail? I don't want to listen to it anymore.
Yeah, but you didn't hear the part three Marilyn Manson version.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to jail tonight.
Damn.
They should have got
Yeah.
MGK on it actually. That would have been way better.
That would have been more interesting for sure. The whole theatrics of the album release cycle, I think this is going to be a new trend, Eric. I think it plays into like the post COVID society where everything has to be now like extremism essentially.
It has to be so extreme for me to care because like nothing else like nothing small matters anymore.
Hmm.
Like we have a actual we have a literal war going on and I feel nothing inside of me to post Ukraine heart.
Hmm. Like I'm numb now. Honestly, at this point, I'm numb from my
Yeah,
I'm at home all day on my standing desk sipping my iced latte and I'm numb.
that's right. I got my AirPod Maxes paired to my stem player and I'm
Hmm.
tuning the world out.
Hmm. So you really have to like yell down my AirPods if you want me to pay attention to something, care about something. And that's what Kanye is doing with these very, very theatrical, meme-worthy
Hmm.
performances of albums. Like you can't ignore it if it's every single post in your newsfeed is about
Yeah.
it.
Well, think about this. The best marketing is when people take photos of shit and they share it themselves. Like
Hmm.
like posting a screenshot of your now playing tab in Apple Music on your story is so 2019, you know?
Hmm.
Now it's all about yo, check out this live performance I went to, right? And
Hmm.
that's that's a flex in itself. I went to the album release. It's like a
I
album
went
release party.
outside.
Yeah, I went outside and I went to the album release party, which historically has been an exclusive event.
Hmm. Well, no, everyone's invited now.
Everyone's
I feel
invited.
like the visual media marketing is really something that Subway struggles with because like you get this sandwich, right? And then you open
Hmm.
it up. You open up your beautiful creation, and it's upside down, and there's sauces dribbling out each side, and a few loose vegetables, and it's not really like I think Subway's packaging detracts from the photogenic qualities of a, like, personally made sandwich, which you think would be like there's a lot that's a lot of good material for social media if everyone made their own sandwich. But here we are, every sandwich looks like shit the minute that it leaves the sandwich artist's hands,
Sometimes sooner.
sometimes sooner. I think plating they need plating artists. That's what they need. They need a plating artist on expo at the very end of the line, get that sandwich looking as good as possible, so when it arrives in the patrons' hands, it is ready for the camera to eat first.
That's true. Um, there needs to be more like incentive because I think now at this point in time, it's embarrassing to share a photo of your sandwich, your Subway
Mm,
sandwich in particular. So like, if like Subway adopted like a, marketing approach where you could tag them and even get your sandwich reposted or something, I
mm,
think we would see way more uh spread bread, you know what I'm saying?
spread bread. So you think it's more cloudy if you can get a repost from Blue Check Subway?
Oh yeah, buddy. If you can get a repost off, you know, blue check Subway verified account, like you're guaranteed like 3 to 4 baddies in your DMs.
I don't think it's hard. Like, I see Blue Check Subway on the gram. They're very involved in like
Hmm.
people's posts and community and commenting and replying back and all of the other interactions of a social media application. I, I, it's almost like they're a little bit like simp-ish in the way they actually like perform online.
That's so true. Like when you interact with them, you're like, it immediately takes the mystery away. You're like, oh, there's somebody paid to do this, and they're one of 30 people.
Hmm. So
That's
I don't,
sad.
I don't know if like getting that repost is there if there's much cultural capital there. Like it's not like uh Blue Check household name Aesop is going to repost my soap in the bathroom photo. Like that I think that is because that's not like in their wheelhouse, you know?
It's not in their wheelhouse, but I would literally kill for that.
I would literally kill somebody to be in their feed.
Yeah, absolutely. I would kill 99% of germs just to be
Hmm.
be on their feed.
Doing that one either way. Thanks, Aesop. Shout out to Aesop. Pre
Shout out to Aesop. Thanks for
platinum
the
sponsor
follow.
of this podcast. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I would love to see like people get creative and like have Subway like I don't know reward that like whether it's a repost, whether it's like a repost and like a free sandwich.
Hmm.
Like what if like we had like somebody needs to lean into like these like Subwayisms that exist like your sandwich being upside down like
Hmm.
99% of the time. Like it's clearly a flaw in their wrapping strategy. Like
Hmm.
it's like they teach them to do that.
Yeah, they obviously teach them, and they're just unconcerned about the
Mhm.
repercussions.
Yeah,
They've
because
served
like the
millions of sandwiches upside down, and they don't even care.
mhm. And it's all because they don't put a sticker on it. Like they have to put the final fold under the sandwich so they can like safely tuck it.
Hmm.
But if they had a sticker, then they could put it on the top, and then you would open it from the top, right? And then it wouldn't be upside
Definitely.
down. But they maybe they're just like too environmentally conscious. They like we don't want to produce this many stickers.
I think it actually comes down to sandwich circumference to paper size, and there's like a ratio there because you need to
Mm,
complete one full roll of the sandwich to cover every side in paper.
right.
The challenge with that is, I guess, you build the sandwich face up, so when you roll it, wait, how the hell did they even get in this situation? I can't even do a work back here to figure it out. I retrace my
Bro, I don't
steps.
know.
We need
The paper
Sherlock.
needs to be like 2 inches longer, and then it would not be a problem.
I feel like we should hire a PI to go watch some artists for a bit and deliver us some information.
Hmm. A package investigator.
Hmm. That's a tricky one, Eric. But if they could fix that, that's like one small step towards a post-purchase experience that is a bit more satisfying. I don't think a free sandwich would incentivize me to share my work, my creation online, and I don't want people to think I'm poor, and only only poor people would react to some like a promotion like that.
I think more people than you think. Turns out like a lot of people are the type to like stand in line for some free shit, just like 21 Savage said. So
Hmm.
I feel like, you know, there's a good chance that people would stand out in line for some free Subway. They would repost, you know, a shitty company's like Instagram giveaway as well. You know, they already do that, and
That's
they
true.
know they're not going to win because they don't have the most followers, but they're down to fucking post it.
Yeah, like a
It's all rigged.
really unfortunate amount of my friends are posting like giveaway entries on their stories.
I know. I had
That's the
my
real virus right there.
that's true. Speaking of taking one step closer to bliss, what when are you moving closer to your boy? Because I'm craving a sandwich right now, and I just like can't believe that it's not an option on the table for us to go to Subway together right now.
Well, it is a beautiful Friday afternoon. 6 inches in the stomach would feel pretty good right about now. How about sometime
Wow.
next week, Eric? Next week we'll link and build. We'll collaborate on a few Sammys.
Oh yeah. Dude, you already know it's on me. Like if you are
It's
willing to
on
make the
me.
drive out here, just to see your co-host, just to like, invest in this relationship a little further, Ty. I'm
Hmm.
down to you know, put, some in as well. Like I'm gonna put down the gift card. I'm gonna put
Hmm.
down the green and yellow Amex, and
Hmm.
it's on me, bro. Don't even think about it.
Wow,
Don't
you're
even
gonna
think
even
twice
chip in
about
a
it.
few of your own bucks there. That's really nice of you. This is a very Drake move of you, Eric.
Yeah, I know. I'm this close to Ubering you out.
Yeah, pick up the tab, Uber me out, fly me
Yeah,
home. Thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
dude. Yeah, dude. You're like a
All for some company.
I know. Dude, you get treated real well being a groupie these days.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh man, I was thinking about our conversation earlier in this episode about uh limited time to order. And I was thinking like, how do I handle that right now? When I go into Subway, what's the right amount of time for me to order a particular part of my sandwich, right?
Yep.
And I realized like I have a I never thought about it till right now, but I have a strategy in all restaurants that I stick to subconsciously. And it's a multi-pass like decision making process where I as soon as I sit you never know when the server is going to come try to take your order, right? Doesn't matter if it's Subway when it's your turn in line, or whether it's a Michelin star restaurant and they're going to ask you about which wine you want. Um, but so knowing that the timeline is uh, sporadic, I do a first pass of the menu as quickly as possible and make a quick decision, like based on my gut reaction. What could I order here? What would I get? Right.
Yep.
And then I lock in that answer. And then I do a second slower pass. And then I think, okay, now that I have an answer prepared, I'm ready to now actually deep dive into the like maybe the subtext of each menu item and figure out like what's
Hmm.
actually in the food, compare options and figure out what to eat. And then I narrow it down to a couple different options. And then I do a third pass of the menu, scrape it for any other options, and then continue to evaluate the best possible thing. So there's like layers
Hmm.
of like evaluation happening depending on like
Yep.
as I uncover more time to make the decision. What do you
Right.
think about that?
Um, so you don't, so you're saying you don't get that at Subway, right? Because like you're so on the clock, or are you saying like every step along the way you're like buying yourself more time?
I think it's about it's almost like a checkpoint. You do a quick pass of the vegetables with your eyes while you're waiting for the person in front of you, and you make
Mhm.
some frantic decisions just like off the dome. What am I feeling right now? That comes from the
Mhm.
heart. Then you actually get up there and you think like, I have 1 minute of the artist's time. Now I can use my brain. And then you like actually like think hard about what pairings work well and the type of sandwich you want to create. But and then if there's like the sandwich artist gets like distracted by the toaster ding or a question from a patron behind you, that's your chance to do that third pass where you now can meticulously evaluate spinach or lettuce today, peppers or banana peppers.
Yep. No, I'm with you all the way, Ty. So you're saying basically ordering at Subway is a full body experience.
It
You use
really
your
is.
heart and your mind. And
Your
then when you
heart,
get to the
your
sauces,
brain.
it's you're thinking with your cock.
The sauces are the most like animalistic part of the sandwich building experience.
It truly is. Um, I wonder like how long you would have to stall before like you would have to be escorted out of Subway.
Mm.
Like at what point will the sandwich artist be like, okay, let me help you let me help the person behind you while you think, or like, you know, at what point do the sandwich artists push back and like maybe kick you out or just skip you entirely?
Yeah, like, do they just block you out? I mean, you'd
Hmm.
think they would be, empathetic to stage fright as
Yeah,
artists.
that's true. It's much like when you're like trying to check out on Ticketmaster for like concert tickets, like there's like a 5 minute countdown, and then you're like, oh shit, and then you like type in your like credit card info, and then you hit like next, and then it buys you like 10 more minutes. And you're like, oh, thank God. And then you
Mm,
like
mhm.
every like checkout step buys you like 5 minutes while your friends like trying to like, get like better tickets, better seats.
Mhm. Oh, I'm no stranger to that dance.
Oh, I know. Better done in person, much like Subway, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Is even, like, a few minutes, though, station at Subway, station being vegetable station, meat station,
hmm hmm
um, like, 10 seconds can feel like an eternity. There's no sense
yeah,
of time there.
yeah. But I think it's a lot like buying concert tickets because like you maybe have like a minute to choose your bread. Any longer than that, and it's like, hey, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like
Back of the line,
CEO,
yeah.
yeah, back to the line, buddy. Like, are you fucking joking, bro? Like, are you silly? Like, bro, are you dumb, silly, or stupid? Like, pick one.
Mhm.
But like, you have a minute basically, right? And then as soon as you choose your bread, it's like, hey, we're off to the races. Now you get
Mhm.
2 minutes to choose your meat, right?
Right.
And then, okay, I got my meat. And then the further you go down the checkout funnel, the harder it is for the sandwich artist to kick you out. So like,
Yeah,
if
totally.
I'm all the way down to the sauces, like you're not gonna like I can take my sweet time now because I can take my sweet onion time because I'm so far invested in the sandwich and like so are you that you're not gonna
Mhm.
like cancel this. You can't
That's
cancel
true.
me. I'm uncancelable.
I don't negotiate with therapists, as
Yeah,
Gandhi says. I,
exactly. I don't negotiate with sandwich artists. Don't fucking tell me how long I have to make the sandwich. I own you. I'm paying you.
is the sandwich artist sussing you out then from the beginning? Like, poor decision maker, we need to re like, pivot our strategy as a team of artists to allow you as a poor decision maker to waddle your way and allow, like, traffic to flow past you. Like, are there
Wow.
traffic control do they go into traffic control mode in this situation?
Hmm. Yep, they're, you know, pushing your car into onto the shoulder to
Mhm.
allow for traffic to resume because, we can't have this bloke, um, we can't have this bloke holding up the whole line here, guys. Come on, like, I mean, it's just
Wow.
not feasible.
What a
Do you,
great diss moment to have an artist come out from behind the counter and put a pylon next to you.
and then like everybody who steps around the pylon just looks at you and says, "Fucking idiot,"
Idiot,
right in your
yeah.
face, spits on your fucking margellas.
Mhm.
But you know what, Ty? Imagine a world where like you had a timer, kind of like have you seen that game on TV called 25 Words?
No, never heard of it, but I'd imagine there's a few words in it.
There's a few words. Um, basically, in the game, you have 25 hints, and you have to like guess 10 words, right? And so
Mm.
you can like pass. And if you can't get a word, you can just hit pass, and you're on to the next one, right? And the whole time there's a timer running. So imagine at Subway, you have a timer for every step of the process. Like, say you're like at the veggies and you like don't know what veggies to put on, and then the timer runs out, and then your artist just puts on spinach, and like you're like, oh fuck, and then like there's no way you can't finish the sandwich because like the artist will finish it for you if you can.
Yeah, it's I like this idea. It's almost like when you suck at a video game and then the AI kind of helps you beat the level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, the I also want to call out that that game show you just described sounds terrible. I would never watch that. I actually think that it's getting too easy to make game shows because the quality of game shows is getting worse and worse. They're just
Honestly,
they'll make a game show for anything. Like when's the Wordle game show coming out, Eric? NBC's probably got a pilot right now.
yeah. I mean, I would love to watch that with you. I think the easier it is for you to chime in during a game show, the better the game show is. Like if it's
Hmm.
like, you know, Jeopardy and you're able to just like scream the answer while they're still reading the question, like I think I think that is like
Mm,
peak a game show. Like in this game, like the person's giving out hints and like the other people are guessing the words, right? If you
right.
can just like guess the word before them and then they get it right, it's like that's like a win on in my books, you know?
Right. Interruptions encouraged. You want to come into any game show situation, Playboy Cardi style, just screaming.
Yeah. Like if the question is like if the question's like it's like, you know, the famous ad lib from Off the Grid, and then you just go in there with like, what is
Yeah, and if you hit that hard and fast, that is entertainment. So maybe, Eric, that's how we make the ordering process at the old way more entertaining as you beat them to the punch, cut them off, cheese and you're there with them. You hit them with the Italian herb and cheese. They're not even done the sentence. Cheese and bam, Italian herb and cheese,
what is
baby.
toasted?
What is toasted?
What is toasted?
Do you think you can get through a order at Subway without having the artist say a single word? Like, do you think you could cut them off quickly enough, or like preemptively give them
Wow.
the instructions?
Wow. I love that challenge. And I think we should try that next time we build together in person.
Yes, silence them.
Hmm. We need
Alpha
to
energy.
oppress, yeah, we need to oppress our sandwich artists.
I think it's doable. I know what they're gonna ask.
I know, like we've this ain't our first rodeo. Like we're
I
going
know
in
I
there
just
like knowing what sandwich we want, knowing we have to pre-order, you know, we have to implement our
mentally
strategies.
pre-order.
Like, you know, early episode, you have to implement that strategy, pre-order, go in there, and like don't even let them ask you what you would like. Just like before they even get to like the where the bread is, like you have to say like herbs and cheese, foot long, BMT, TS toasted, lettuce,
Hmm.
tomato, cucumber, banana peppers, jalapenos, black olive, salt and pepper, parmesan, sweet onion sauce, Southwest, bingo bongo, no cookie, no chip, no drink. Put it on my fucking Amex. Like if you just say that, like holy shit, dude, like they're gonna fucking nut.
You gotta be careful though. That's an information overload. You don't want to risk a. Did you say banana peppers? Like you don't want
And
one of
that's
those situations to arise. You need to
and then you just gotta say
control
it.
the progressive
If
flow
you
of information here, Eric.
you're absolutely right. Um, and at that point, I would just say I don't know,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember. uh, I think the move here. I think the move here, my co-host, is to employ very like intense eye contact. Like lead with your request and then keep eye contact the whole time. If you look at the menu or you look at the vegetables, what you're doing is you're creating a blind spot for them to open their mouth. But if you can keep your eyes on their mouth, you know when they're going to speak because people hint, right? You can tell
Mhm,
they're going to say something, and that's your chance to rebuttal before it even
mhm.
happens.
But Ty, we're all wearing masks in this cucked environment that we still live in. So
Ah,
how how do we know? They're just gonna say, "Ah," and then you gotta go, "No, no, 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 no. Put the fucking spinach down, lady."
yes, I'm living in a post-COVID world. You see.
Yeah, yes. Well, Ty, you know what? I think I will do that next time we order. I'm just gonna rip the entire order like from the start,
Hmm.
and I want you to try this, okay? I want you to not say a single word. Just point.
Ooh, the mute strategy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I will even
Okay.
request somebody who knows sign language for you. I'll be like, this guy can't talk, but he can point. So get your best interpreter out.
I love that idea, Eric, and I love it if you could help if they're not getting what I'm pointing at. Like maybe you could butt in and say, "No, he's pointing at the pickles." Idiot.
I will refuse to help. I'm just gonna be like I don't know. He's telling you what he wants. Just listen closely. You're
Right.
not listening.
Listen. You're not listening. You're not listening with your eyes. Listen with
And then
your
if they like
heart.
get it wrong, just be like, no.
No.
Just wave with your arms like a crazy
Eric's
person.
shaking his arms like frantically right now.
Hmm.
I think that that would work. Sandwich artists are empaths, no? They will give me the space and time to try that.
One would hope.
Hmm.
Ty, I need to tell you about my weekend before we close
Oh
out
yes,
today.
it's been a few. You've had a long weekend to yourself. What do you? What
Yeah,
were you up to?
I had my own little long weekend. But Ty, I participated in a very futuristic post-COVID activation.
You didn't go to one of those VR game bars, did you?
That was a few months ago, but I did go to a dinner activation, table for five,
Mm-hmm.
um, at Pepinos. Crooked Pepinos did
Mm-hmm.
serve us for my belated B-Day activation.
Mm-hmm. Infamously
But
mentioned bi-weekly on this podcast.
yeah, um, and afterwards we went to a nightclub, Ty.
Wow, you turned up at the club?
I went to
Oh,
the club,
Eric.
Ty. This is making here. It's been 2 years since I went to the old celebrities nightclub, Ty, and let me tell you, COVID does not exist there.
Wow. What are the state of the clubs like now? Like what is the scene even wearing? What are they
Mhm.
listening to?
Uh,
Are
let me
highballs
just say
still
that.
cheap?
Well, inflation would, have you thinking otherwise. But let me just tell you this, Ty. Every time anyone ever said that, uh, anytime everyone ever muttered the words "new normal,"
Mm,
they were fucking wrong, Ty.
mm.
They fail to realize that kids have been fiending for this moment their entire, last 2 years, and the lineups are longer than ever.
It makes sense. When was the last time you heard a Gen Z Zoomer say "new normal"? That's like an old person term. They want old normal. The Gen Zers. They want their 20 somethings back. You know.
Exactly. They don't want to like this whole like bullshit we've been spitting about like, oh yeah, let's get the vaccine chip and then, you know, if you speak out against Trudeau, that's minus 2,000 social points and you can't
Mm-hmm.
apply for a mortgage anymore. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
all bullshit. Like we want to just go to the club. We want to get, you know, shit faced with the familia, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. If you denounce the vaccine, then Big Gov will denounce your credit score.
Exactly. But lucky for them, like, celebrities takes Amex and the tap functionality is working.
That's great. Hands free. See, some things are improving. That is the new normal. They're no longer cash-free cover or a cash-only cover.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm tapping the Apple Watch.
Hell yeah.
I'm tapping the Apple Watch with my vaccine background on my Apple Watch, and I'm headed straight for the bar, dude. I don't
Dude,
even know what they're playing.
this is one of the perks, I guess, of the new normal, and one that I hope sticks around is that like all the bars are like pretty open to like card transactions. Cover is card based now. Hell, even the bakery up my street that was previously had like uh min spend on baguettes to use to drop the Visa. Like they
Mhm.
got rid of that too. So now I can get just one baguette on
Mhm.
Visa.
Mhm. One downside of that is though is like when they flex the min spend on you, you can't just be like, all right, just charge me the minimum then.
That's true. I
It's like
love doing that.
I know
Like,
it's
I'll
like
pay
if you pay
whatever for this.
yeah, it's like if you want like a like the post office near me like charges like $3 for like a printing fee and like they won't accept credit card unless it's like $5. I'm like, just charge me five then. Like I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck. Think I care about this little five piece right here?
Yeah. So am I gonna just like leave? Like
Yeah, it's
not
like I have
finish
to
this task?
yeah, like I have to ship these Yeezys out. Come on. Like this guy
Yeah.
on Grail paid $400 for them. Like I have to ship these.
That's so funny. Like you're
Yeah.
just gonna like leave and go find an ATM and oh
Dude, yeah, I would pay $10 to not do that.
yeah. The
They could charge
ATMs
$10 for a printing fee at UPS and I would gladly pay that.
for one sheet. It's not about the physical thing you're buying. It's about the service. It's about the convenience.
Absolutely, Ty. Subway, you're paying for the convenience of somebody making a sandwich for you, and you don't have to put on the gloves yourself.
You don't gotta glove up. It's really great.
Yeah.
But they did add the tip functionality, which now means I can't have a truly hands-free payment experience. I have to hit no a few times before I make my purchase.
Yeah, I just use the corner of my phone to hit the big red button, and then I double tap and click the Platinum Amex down, and it's over.
Mhm. Well, I'm glad you have a strategy you regularly employ.
Hmm. I sure do.
What else about clubs that the listeners need to know, Eric?
Drinks are more expensive. I paid $60 for three drinks. I don't know how the
Woof.
fuck that happened. They were doubles though.
Mm.
So two vodka Red Bull doubles and a rum and coke came to $60.
This is the challenge with beverages that have an inherent like it's almost like a nested brand. Like you're at a brand which is a
Mm,
business ordering a brand which is a Red Bull. So you're obviously going to get a surcharge because every brand needs a piece of the pie, you know?
yep.
You should get the rum and no name cola perhaps or the vodka and no name energy drink. That might help the wallet a little bit.
Wow, that's true. Do you think they have like a President's Choice like energy drink?
Yeah, I would think that that exists. I'm sure
They
that like
must.
why don't they have a house energy drink? They have a house wine, a house beer, obviously a house vodka because they didn't specify that it was like some shitty polar ice.
Yeah. Well, they have to offer that at Subway, dude. Like I need that's what I need after my sandwich is a vodka Red Bull. Like first the
Mhm.
vodka to like, you know, drown away like the regret that I just have
Mhm.
and some energy to like get me in a state where I can like perform my daily duties.
Mhm. You got to go back to life now, right? Post
Exactly.
sandwich existence, the new normal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think this is smart. They need more uppers for the end of the meal. Like, I've never tried the Subway coffee. I'm sure it's fine. Probably truly some mud.
Hmm. I think next time we got to. Okay, here's the plan. Do we got a full menu for next IRL activation, Ty? We're gonna both gonna get a foot long, okay, of our choosing,
So far,
and
so
then
good.
So far, normal. Am I right?
Mhm.
Old normal so far.
Old normal.
And
What's
then
new normal here?
here's a new normal. We're gonna order a Buble can. We're gonna get a Subway coffee, and then one experimental 6-inch, previously aforementioned. So,
Mhm.
we're gonna innovate, we're gonna stay true to ourselves, and we're gonna try the Subway coffee and see if that boosts our mood for the remaining day.
Mhm. It's ambitious, Eric, but I trust you as my co-host, so I'm on board.
Yeah, you're not paying, so I don't even care what you have to say, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. This is on you.
You're on me in more than ways than one, and in me.
You bear the full weight of the responsibility. If it's bad, I get to blame you.
That's okay.
Alrighty, King. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to our little lunch date, and
Mhm.
I think we better close out the show. Thank you, breadheads, for listening. As always, you know where to find us. We're on the gram, we're on Twitter, we're on OnlyFans, and we're right here in your eardrums on Spotify, Apple, and all the other Broke Boy platforms. So keep listening, throw us a DM, and have a great weekend.
Ciao.
Ciao.